Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery, and I'm down here at the store today, and I hope you're having a great day. It's been a wild kind of day for me. You ever have one of those days like you need to be productive, but you're just not feeling it? That's kind of me today. Um, there's a lot of stuff I needed to get done. I got some of it done, so I'm going to take that as a win today. These last few days, I've been feeling a little bit down, a little bit just kind of worn out. Um, so I don't know if you all have been feeling that way or not lately. I have. And so um, I took it a little bit easy today, but I still got some needed things done. Um, if you're out there, please say hello. Let me know you're out there. Let me know what you're working on today. Um, I'm saying a lot today. It's hard to form thoughts today. It's one of those days. It's one of those Mondays. I'm really in a kind of contemplative mood lately, and those days are good. Sometimes Andrew talks about it sometimes where, some days are just like research and kind of um, I don't know, thinking about things and pondering things. Some days are just like that, right? Where you feel like you don't have the energy to do a lot. So you have to invest what energy you do have kind of in research and just kind of sometimes taking your mind off of what you're looking at or what you're focusing on normally. So yesterday was kind of one of those days for me. I slept a lot yesterday. I slept in. I took a nap during the day. We went to the cottage later in the evening and I worked on some things over there, both for my other job and for this one, for our life. But it's one of those, it carried over into today. Today I don't have much energy. Uh, I'm very kind of just low key today. We had a group of 3 women who came into the store today. That was it for the entire day. So it's been a slow, I was kind of hoping for people because when I'm in these moods like this, it's best for me to be able to help customers because I don't have anything like that I have like pressing that I feel like on my plate. So I feel like helping customers is the best way to use my energy on a day like this. But we didn't have many. So that was a little bit disappointing, but um, I did some research. I looked at some things on YouTube. We are starting to look into comments sold. Um, so a lot of you have been asking about being able to claim in the comments. And I know a lot of other people, I know a lot of you watch Sam's Bead Shop too, and he uses comments sold and has his own app from them and all that. So we are looking into that, and we have found out that comments sold now, and I don't remember seeing this before, I looked at it before, they now tie into Shopify. So it was a good time to start looking into that. So we've put in a request. I'm one of those people, I'm kind of a technical person, so I don't like to have to wait on someone else. Like, give me the stuff and I'll figure out how to integrate it and work on it myself in the background. But this comment sold forces you to wait for a sales call pretty much, and they have to set up the account for you and walk you through everything. And so I kind of was waiting on that today because I signed up for it last night, and they said it usually takes a day and they'll get back to you, and they did not yet today. So of course I'm out of the store tomorrow, so they'll probably call tomorrow. But we are looking at integrating our Shopify into comments sold to see if that makes any sense. So we have to kind of wait for them because I'm not allowed to tinker with it myself at all. They won't set up an account for you unless they talk to you first. Sandra said, I heard it's a long process. I have no idea. They say it's a short process. It's supposed to be like a 10-minute call or something, but I don't know. So we are looking into that for all of you who have been wondering about that. I don't know if it makes sense for us because we already have 2 different inventory systems. This is going to tie into, it could tie into one or the other of these. We would probably have it tie into our online store inventory, maybe, maybe not. The reason for that is because a lot of the items that we show you on these lives are not in the online store yet. And some of them never go to the online store. Like some of the items I'm going to show you today, they don't go to the online store. They're not in the online store. They're in the physical store only. So in order to get them into Comments Sold, we would have to put them into the online store, which I don't know if we want to do that. So they might go into the physical store. That's another option that we have. So I've been thinking about that and how we're going to implement all of that if we decide to do it. I think it could be worthwhile. The biggest thing that I think could be worthwhile is the app. I don't know how many of you out there would download an Allegory Gallery app, but Comments Sold does furnish us with an app that we can go live in and send you updates in. We've already started doing the text message updates, and that's great. I don't know if having an extra app is something all of you would do. I don't know how many of you out there use Sam's Bead Shop's app. If you do, let me know if that's something that you have found nice, if you've used it and don't like it, or I'm just trying to gauge what kind of investment we should do, because the investment to get the app is not inexpensive. It's not terribly expensive, but we would have to definitely have a use case for it and have an audience that would want that and would download that app. So that's a question I don't know. I don't know the answer to, but that's something I've been working on today. Let's see who's with me today. Hello, Sandra, of course. Cynthia is with us. Hello, Cynthia. Good to see you here. Cynthia had a great sale/demo and stuff yesterday. If you missed that, make sure you go back to the Green Girl Studios page and replay that. Some wonderful pins that I really like, some dolls, lots of stuff going on there. So make sure you check that out. Teresa joining in, received all my packages today with Andrew's paintings, 2 star ornaments, and a pendant to hang in my window. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoy. I'm glad it made it there. Okay. Suzanne is with us. Hello, AG Bead fam out there. June, hello. Thank you for joining in. Andrew says, I like the idea of having streamlined inventory, but it would definitely change the flavor of our offerings. Yeah, I mean, not too much. We wouldn't have to actually change anything, I think, except we just have to get stuff into, like if we used our in-store inventory, that way we wouldn't have to put stuff online. Because I always think, like, we show you things that are in the online store for you to purchase. But I think part of the fun is seeing things that aren't in the online store. I think that's part of it. So we might put those in the in-store, and we might use in-store stuff. And I don't know, because we have a lot of inventory in store, and I don't want to necessarily sync all of that over to the Comments Sold, but I don't think there's much of a choice. So I don't know. I don't really want to put everything that we show you up on the online store. That's not the point. Sometimes the point is showing you things like today. A lot of these things are in store only. So we could use the in-store inventory system. But if we're putting it in there, then if we do decide to put it in the online store, we're putting it in twice. So that's a whole other thing. So we'll see. We'll see what we do. I don't think we're ever going to have a streamlined one inventory system unless we switch a lot of stuff over. But we like Square very much for the in-store and for invoicing. And I like Shopify very much for the online store. I think they both have good and bad things. I have played with Square's online store. We actually used that for a short period of time. And it's still from back then, and this was years and years ago, probably 5 or 6, 7 years ago, it still has some of the same issues that it did back then. So I don't really want to go into Square and having an online store through them. I don't really want to use Shopify for in-person sales because it's a little confusing, a little bit, we're used to having it done a certain way. So that's where we are. We just have to figure out if it's something you would actually like. So I don't know. Hello, Marianne. Suzanne said the app turned me off. I dislike putting extra apps in my phone. For AG, I do it, but I found Sans hawking of his app overkill. See, that's the thing. We don't want to make you have to do more and more and more, just especially for us. We love it that you would be willing to, but I don't want to, like, we're already trying to get you on the text message list, which I think is a good thing. And it is cheaper than having the app. The app, you have to be in the highest package on Comments Sold to get the app. And that's not inexpensive, like I said, for a small business like us. So building that text message list might be better than having an app. I don't know. I don't know. It also depends on tying it into StreamYard, and if we can do that. That's a lot. I have a lot of questions to ask them. I wish they just let me play with it, because then I just play with it and I figure it all out. But they won't let you do that. You got to wait for the call. Got to wait for the call. Having Comments Sold tied to our inventory would only make sense if you get a lot of one thing as opposed to ones and twos. Possibly, not necessarily, because Comments Sold now integrates with Shopify inventory. So it would be no different than how we do it now, except it would take out me having to make spreadsheets for everything that we sell and send out invoices manually, because we would put in the number of things we have. If that's one, that's one. If it's five, it's five. So instead of me making spreadsheets, going through emails, making spreadsheets and sending invoices, that time would be used instead to put things into the inventory system. And some of those things we already have in the inventory system. So that's where the question begins to be asked, whether my time is better spent putting things into the inventory, which we generally have to do at some point. It's just where. Is it online store or is it in-person sales? That's the main thing. And a lot of our things you'll see coming from Square invoices that we do on these. So it would be put into the in-store inventory. So, and some things are Andrew's personal stash, so we'd have to put them in inventory and then take them back out if they don't sell. So there'd be a little bit of cleanup work, but we wouldn't have to have you send emails anymore, wait for an invoice. Well, you would still wait for an invoice, but it would be much faster. I wouldn't have to make the spreadsheets from the emails and go through all of that. It would do it on its own, and it would do it in real time as you selected things and commented on things. The only question is I don't know if it can take comments from YouTube. I know it's integrated with Facebook, but these are like questions that I need to ask somebody, I guess, since they won't let me play with it. Let's see here. Hello, Susan. Thanks for tuning in. Fashionably late. That's all okay, because we fashionably or unfashionably always talk a lot at first. Andrew says probably just keep doing what we're doing now. We already asked people to go above and beyond just buying stuff. Yeah, except I think some people would prefer to do a comment than send us an email. I don't know. Susan says sometimes I think apps are overkill. That's the thing. I don't think we would want to get into the app category right away. I think it's really cool to have your own branded app, and I wish I knew how to design apps, because I just do one myself. But I know that I would not want everything in our app for sale that's in our inventory in the physical store. So that's a question too. Hello, Carmen. Hello, Helen. Thank you for tuning in. That'd mean we'd have to do more stuff before live. Yes, we would have to do more stuff before live, except for like today's live, because I'm showing you mostly all higher end in-store stuff, and they're already in the inventory system. So I'd actually have to do no more work today, and I'd have to do no work if anybody bought anything after, because the app would do it itself. So on a day like today, it would save us time. So on most days, especially when we pull from Andrew's bead room or his private stash, it would mean more work before the live. So that's what it would be. But it would be less work after the live. Janice checking in for a few minutes, off to physical therapy, got to get stronger so I can get back to beading. Yes, that's very important. I know a lot of people who either bail out on their physical therapy or don't want to do it, and they end up not getting as good as they could get. So when people go through physical therapy, I know it's a pain in the butt, and sometimes it's painful depending on what you're doing. But everyone I've known who's complained about it, didn't want to go, and finally went through, they were very happy they finished and went through with it all. So yes, that's very important. Trey says, I like the way you were doing it now. That's good to know. Marion says, it has a buy button on the app that Sam uses. When you're saying things, yes, a buy button can come up. All that stuff has to be pre-done. So again, I don't know. I know in the comments, the idea of having comments for you being able to say sold and like S0143, like for our SKU, or lot numbers that we would give you. That would be nice, because it would, like I said, it would take away me having to go through all the emails and you sending emails. You wouldn't have to send emails. You could just comment, and it would automatically, what it does is you make a comment somewhere. First, you have to register, which is one thing. You'd have to register with the system. That registration gets your shipping address, so it can get it can match that up with our shipping rates and your billing address. But once you're registered once, all you do is make a comment, and it builds that invoice for you as you comment in the order that you comment. So once it builds the invoice and you're ready to check out, then it sends you the invoice and you pay it. That's pretty easy, I think. But is it easier necessarily than sending us a quick email? Probably not. It'd just be easier on my side going through all those emails, but generally that does not take me a ton of time. So we've been looking into this simply because a lot of people have asked, can I comment, and why can't I comment? Why do I have to send an email? And I'm not sure if we're losing sales because people don't want to go, if you're on a phone flipping through to send an email, and I know a lot of you probably do this, flipping through to send an email, and then hitting send, and then coming back and continuing to watch, you miss things, so I get it. It's not as easy. On a computer, it's simple, right? You have the video playing at the same time, you're typing an email, hit send. But on a phone or a tablet, it's not always as easy. Marion says the comment part only works on Facebook. That's another thing too. Tying into, we're trying to make a big stab in YouTube here. So I don't know, but it's something we're looking at because you asked. And that's what it comes down to. As I said, when you ask us for things, if it seems like it might make sense, we start looking into it for you. So that's another thing we're looking into. Of course, many of you may have heard our car was keyed in our own driveway. And so I had to talk to the insurance people about that. I'm in the middle of filing a claim with them. And got to talk to Andrew about some things tonight about that. So that was part of my day today, and helped a few people. The three women who came in today, they bought a few little things, which was nice. I had recognized one of them had come in before at least, and I wasn't sure where. And then she told me the story, and I won't repeat the story because it's funny, but that's her story to tell. But I do remember it, and brought back memories of her being in earlier. So that's what I've been up to today. It's been one of those days. The last 2 days, I felt very low energy. I don't know if any of you are feeling that right now. I don't know why I'm feeling that, but I could literally fall asleep at any moment and just take a nap. Pretty much anytime. I could wake up from a nap and go back to taking a nap, which I pretty much did yesterday. I slept in, I was up for a few hours, and then I took another nap. Susan says, karma comes to mean people. Andrew says, because it's dark. It is dark. It's dark a lot. It was pretty nice today. It was in the 30s or 40s today, which is nice for this time of year, actually. Yeah, karma comes to mean people. You hope so. You hope that's what happens. Luckily, this should be covered under our comprehensive, and we don't have a deductible for that. So hopefully it'll be covered and it won't skyrocket our insurance. That's one of the things I was worried about, but he said it should be fine. I filed a claim, and we have to decide if we want to use one of their garages or if we want to use our own garage. I have to talk to my mom to see if she knows anybody good. I'd rather, some of these garages are big dealerships and things, and I'd rather use a small business if we can, because, we like to support small business and small, garages and things. We do that with our tires and our car maintenance in general, but they are not a painting garage, I don't think. So I have to talk with them and see if they are a painting garage or if they do anything like that. Because I've never seen them do that, but usually a painting happens in another stall where it's all enclosed and all that. So they might have one. I just have to check. So yeah, that's what I mainly did today. Did some planning kind of just in my mind, did some, scoping out of different things, just things that on a low-key day, those are the kind of things I do. Worked with Barb, our shipper, to sort out a lot of not problems, but questions. There's always something lost in translation between when we do the live and when they get to Barb's desk to be shipped. There's generally always something lost somewhere in translation. Because we do these lives, we try to do them fairly. I mean, they take a while here, but the setup for them we try to do as quickly as we can and as plainly as we can. But if we throw in like giveaways like we have been doing sometimes, or like the buy 5 get 1 free strands that we were doing, that's kind of those things that it sometimes doesn't quite make it all the way through the line. And Barb does not watch all the videos, which I can't blame her. She doesn't watch every video every day. I know she catches some of our videos, but that's what it is. Let's see what else is going on. Susan says, I'm tired too, but I'm so old. But I'm old, so that may be the issue. I don't know. I feel old today too. I feel like I've slept a lot lately, but I feel like I still got rings under my eyes and everything else. So, yeah, I don't think it's because of that. I think there's something going around. A lot of people have seemed pretty tired lately. I think the holidays, we've been trying to get gifts and things for our nieces and nephews and come up with gifts for them. And so doing that and planning, and we're working on going to North Carolina and Tucson, and that's in our brains. So it's been a hectic time, and I'm a little overloaded. Diane said, I just got here, but as far as apps, etc., versus what you do, I do use Sam's app and find it easier, but email isn't that much harder. Yeah, that's the thing. I am not sure. Suzanne says, your shorter necklace looks good with this one. Thank you. This is one of those strands of black opal. This is one of the strands of black opal that we sell $60 a strand. I was going to show them today, but I don't actually have them here. They're at the cottage right now in some of the stuff we brought back from the show. But these are black opals, and in the sun they are really beautiful. They sparkle here now because they're faceted, but in the sun they're even more lovely. So thank you. If you want one of those, we have a number of those still available. We got a super good deal where we can sell them to you at $60 a strand for black opal. And they're already paired up with toggles, lobster claws, but at that price you can cut them apart and use them yourself. So we got a good deal in Tucson. I think that's the year Cynthia was shopping for us, and we bought like all of them. So we still have a few left if you're interested. Just send us an email for the black opals. They're faceted black opals. Marion says, I had a long nap on Saturday. I had a long nap on Sunday. It was a nice long nap. Andrew's like, are you ever getting up? Because I got up, I slept in, I got up. Did we eat? I think we ate. I don't know if we ate in between. And then I went for a nap again. So yeah, and then we got up and then we went to the cottage, and Andrew worked on some things and I worked on some things over there. Diane said the main reason Sam started pushing the app was because they were having issues with Facebook, and he can now go live in the app and the website. So if Facebook goes down, they're still good. Yeah, and that's the thing. He, I think, has tied it into his website. I don't think we would have that same ability because we're not using their inventory system. So I don't know if we would have the ability to even go live on our own website, which is another thing that I would have to ask them about. But right now we have Facebook and we have YouTube and we technically have Instagram. So if something really went down and we couldn't go live, generally that stuff doesn't go down for more than a day at most. So it's not really for that purpose. It's just if it's easier for people than email, really. And I don't know if all of this work is worth that. But we try and look into stuff if we can. Andrew says, can we make Stella Bluebell sparkly? I think usually when things happen like this, they're not going to paint the whole car. They're only going to paint that one. Well, it's the door and the fender. A lot of times it's just painting of that one thing. So I don't think we'd want to make just a door and a fender sparkly. But so unfortunately, I don't think so. Stella Bluebell is still a little sparkly anyway. Still a little sparkly. She's got some sparkle to her. Stella Bluebell is what we named our van, by the way, if you're not in that loop or you missed that. Appa is our little Suzuki car, and Stella Bluebell is our van, our minivan. Suzanne got a package from us today. So much wonderfulness. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Diane says, and that sucks about your car. Yeah, right? Right? Marion says, I've used Sam's app. I like it. Yeah, I don't know. And I'm only pinpointing Sam only because he's one of the people that I know who have gone through this and have done this. I haven't actually talked with him much about it. So I need to see on his end of things too what he thinks. Let's see here. Oh, the opals, Andrew says, they're so rainbowy. They are. They are. And in the sun, they shine. In here, not so much. This is my whole, I have my, Andrew made this one, and I grabbed it, made that one for me. That's the likeness of our little Mr. Barnaby. And then this is, Andrew made this pendant for me for Mercury retrograde mostly. It has a Mercury dime on the back, blue Chalcedony in silver. And then this is the necklace I made. I had another pendant on it, but I switched it out for this one. I had a carved bone pendant. But I have some amber here. I have, you know, evil eye protection here. I have some carved bone up here. This is an Afghan bead, I believe, up here, if I remember correctly. It's another dime here, which I had before he had made this one. I have black tourmaline here. And I think that's it. I think that's all I've got on that one. Oh, there's something up here too. Oh, Roman glass. A piece of Roman glass connector up here. So I made that for myself a while ago. So that's what I have on. I have my pearls on here. And of course, my Apple Watch over here. Marion says, I don't have a problem emailing. That's good to know. Andrew said I kept turning all the lights off, so I felt like a warlock, like a tunnel dweller. Yeah, I don't like bright lights generally. I like a soft glow light. Oftentimes, even in the daytime, like I just like, you know, the soft glow lights. So I have been trying to buy, when I buy bulbs, been trying to buy brighter bulbs now because it makes Andrew crazy to have this soft glow all the time. But I don't like a lot of bright light. I would rather have low light than bright light, unless I'm looking for something, but then there are flashlights for that. Let's see. What else? Oh. Therese says, I use a biorhythm app which tells me my physical, emotional, and intellectual and intuitive levels on the days I have been alive. It is accurate when I feel tired. That's good to know. I was looking at the Aura rings. If you don't know those, they're a little ring you wear. And they tell you like how your score for the day. Like if your score is low for the day, they're like, you should take it easy today. If you get a high score for the day, you're doing good. You're feeling well. You're doing well. But that's another thing that I don't want to get into necessarily. But I've been, just yesterday, I started watching or listening to a podcast from a, I believe he's a circadian rhythm scientist, specifically dealing with circadian rhythms. And he talks about how these apps, how we have to be careful because none of these apps and none of these ratings, they're not approved by the FDA or the whatever it is, not the FDA. I can't think today, but they're not approved by anybody. And all the algorithms are tuned to whatever that specific company tunes them to. Now, that's not to say they don't work or they don't work for you. But he did give some comments about how we have to be careful how we interpret these for ourselves. And if the app tells you you're going to have a bad day, is that just setting you up to have a bad day? And so I'm very interested in that stuff, though. And that's, like I said, I almost got an Aura Ring because of that, because I really read a lot about people liking them and people feeling that they're what they tell them is generally true for them. But I also watched this one YouTube doctor or researcher, actually. I think he's a researcher. I don't know that he's a doctor, but he's a sleep scientist researcher. And he has taken pretty much every wearable, like Apple Watches and Aura Rings and Fitbits, and there's a ton of these things nowadays. And he's taken every one and he plots them against these contraptions, that are like scientifically proven and that they use in hospitals and studies for sleep. So he has his baseline, and he takes each one of these devices and wears them multiple nights to see how close they come to what the actual hospital scientific offerings show. And the Aura Ring was very high. The Apple Watch, though, with the new algorithm that Apple has recently put out, always has come into the very top tier of being as close as possible to these systems. So that kind of defeated the purpose for me, because I was like, the Aura Rings generally were working better, but Apple redid their algorithms for sleep tracking, and they're better now. So I didn't need to do that. So yeah, Bonnie is with us. Hello, Bonnie. Marion says, my car is named Car. There you go, right? Andrew says, Sam is busy. His car window was smashed the same day our car got keyed. Yeah, isn't that crazy? It's insane. Susan says, I'm imagining the two of you driving a giant blueberry. Pretty much. Stella Bluebell is a nice bright blue minivan. Bonnie says, I got my pendants and my bowls. Love them all. Good. I'm glad it all got to you. I'm always scared with sending out the selenite bowls. Not that they're necessarily fragile, but they are carved rocks, and too much jostling, you never know what could happen. So I'm glad they made it to you. Carmen says, love the necklaces and pendants. Thank you so much. Those pendants are awesome. Thank you. Where are we going? Suzanne says, my car is named Night Sky. Nice. Bonnie says, that's a cool necklace. Thank you. Marion says, all decked out. Yeah, I'm kind of decked out today. I threw on my actual stuff today. I felt like it. I was like, if I can't have energy, I'm at least going to put some stuff on it to make it look like I've got some energy. Like when you do like extra makeup, or you put on something a little bit extra nice, or just to kind of boost your mood a little bit. That was me. Andrew says, I need bright lights for when I work, so when the light is soft, I get tired. Yeah. Thankfully, we have the studio now, and he has nice bright lights in his studio, which I think can be even turned up even more if we needed to. I think we have them on the middle setting. Diane says, my car is Annabelle Lee, and I named Chris's Bridget because he wasn't going to give it a name. Nice. Hello, Bonnie. Oh, Bonnie's saying hi to Andrew, I see. Already said hi to Bonnie. Andrew's new batch of pendants like these, they're going to be rainbow kitties. So they're kitties, but they have rainbows behind them. So they're nice. And he was working on those, I think, yesterday and for the last few days. Let's see here. Marion says, I spent Sunday and today working on my workspaces. That's important. Ever since we moved the laser out of my office, I have not really cleaned my office and gotten it back to normal in any way. There's a lot of debris that came from around and on top and inside of the laser cabinet that was there. And so my office is still a little bit insane, and it still does not feel great to be in there. So I need to do some work on that myself. I should have done that yesterday, but I was just worn out. Suzanne says, Barb packs very well. I'm glad to know that. Because I don't get any packages from Barb, so I'm glad to see. And I try not to be one of those people that tries to micromanage or oversee work. I like to tell people how to do it and let them know that this is going out to people. So pack it the way that you would like to receive something. That's what I've always told anyone that helps us packing. It's like, you know, when you get an Amazon box, and I'm just picking them out of the blue because that's what I do. And you shake it and everything is like shaking inside and rattling. And I tell that to people. I said, do you feel comfortable? Don't you have anxiety just hearing that? And then you feel like you have to open it immediately to make sure nothing's broken or, you know, ruined inside. So that anxiety feeling is what I always want to avoid when we send things to you. I don't want you all to be shaking things and feel like, oh, this could be broken. I need to open it right now to check. We want you to know that things are packed nicely, packed well, and shipped out to you. So I'm glad she's doing that. And we have not had really any major issues with Barb packing. So knock on wood, thank you. Barb's doing a great job. Hello, Teresa. Thank you for joining in. Let's see here. Teresa said, I received my mask and beads, but I don't remember what they are. That could be. If you don't remember what they are in general, like they're not marked and you need help knowing what they are, we can help you if you take a picture of it. Because I don't know if I have necessarily, if it was an invoice order, a lot of times they just do lot numbers. I don't actually put what they are. So if you need help, we can try and help you. That happens a lot. We need new lights in the front room. Oh boy. Oh yeah, instead of the ones that are there. Yeah, I'd love to have those nice bright LEDs there. Andrew says, do y'all like a smooth finish or texture? I think he's talking about the pendants. Smooth or texture? Suzanne says, glad you mentioned the new pendants. I'll hold off on ordering. Yeah, I don't know when they're going to be out. I don't know what Andrew's schedule is, if he can let us know what that might be. Let's see here. Marion says, I need to buy another chair. I think I'm going to make room for a chair that I have, I think. Andrew says, I had a protective layer on top, so if I skip that, it's easier for me. The protective layer is usually shiny. It's a glossy kind of finish rather than the matte finish that there would be. So Andrew says the schedule is they're done when they're done. So sorry, Suzanne, I can't help you there. But they will be hopefully hitting the online store soon enough to get before Christmas, hopefully. But I can't guarantee that. That would be Andrew's schedule. But we are getting close. If there's anything you've been looking to purchase, we are definitely getting close to the shipping cutoffs when things generally in the US especially will not get there before Christmas. So that is something we want to kind of warn you a little bit about. If you've been thinking about ordering something, the time is coming near. The time is coming near. Andrew said they're not necessarily matte, but not necessarily shiny. So there you go. You've all seen these. This looks pretty shiny to me when it's sealed. And then when it's not sealed, it's less shiny than that. Let's say that. Suzanne says, I like the gloss pendant I got today. The texture is good. Wasn't trying to hurry, Andrew. No, we're not trying to hurry. But just like to know, for shipping, because it's the holidays. I wanted people to know as much as they can know and plan their shopping around that. Barb is catching up pretty well on a lot of the stuff. The thing that takes Barb the longest, and she says this every time we talk about orders taking a while, is combining the orders. That is the thing that takes Barb the longest. So that is a service we provide for free, and we try, but that does sometimes take longer. And that's, especially when you order from the online store and then you have an order on invoicing, for example, those are two different payment systems and two different inventory systems. So Barb has to go into each one, check and see what you've got, set it together, pull the stuff from the one inventory, gather the stuff that we've dropped in. We have a box here at the store that's Barb's box. And Barb comes in every day that she works, and she comes into the store and pulls stuff from that box, to grab it for the stuff for the shipping in the other building. And so she comes down at least once or twice a day to pick up stuff from the store that I have invoiced you for and is waiting for you here. And so she combines all that stuff from there and from here, and then has to put it together. And then she has to figure out what the shipping is. And then she has to figure out how much she has to refund your shipping if you've overpaid shipping. And that's where it takes a little bit of time. It takes some math, it takes some time. So that's in any time that we slow down on shipping, when we are all available to do our jobs, it's because of the combining. And that's not necessarily something we want to give up. Things would go out a lot faster if we did not combine shipping, but you would also pay a lot more money. And I know many of you do purchase from us in multiple purchases because you know we're going to ultimately combine your shipping and refund you. So that's something that we like doing for you all. But just know that that is one of the things that takes a little bit of time sometimes. Let's see here. Diane says, I like glossy finish. See, Diane's with me. I like glossy. I've always liked glossy. But on these, I will say, they do look nice because it's glass, right? It's glass. So it's enamel glass. And when you pull out of the kiln, it's still pretty, it's not completely, it's not like matte, as Cynthia said, a little bit satinish. But temperatures on the kiln, I think Andrew is saying that below. Temperatures on the kiln can depend on how it comes out. But Andrew says, I sand the top coat so it's less shiny than when it could be. When it's not sanded, it looks glossy, almost like plastic. He says, if it gets too hot in the kiln, it gets more shiny. If it's not hot enough, it can be somewhat matte, which is cool. So that's, but let him know what you like in the comments. And but he's rocking out. They look really good, y'all. They look really good. If you like cats and you like rainbows, or almost psychedelic like cats, which I think is kind of what they look like, which is kind of cool. I think you're really going to like these. So he's working hard on those. They will be out when they come out, and we will get them up on the online store as best we can, as fast as we can. Probably we'll do a live to show them to you first. The only reason you didn't get a live for these first is because they went to Handmade Arcade first. But we will probably be doing a live to show you the cats so that you all get them, first dibs. First dibs. Andrew said, I thought about doing something other than cats for the rainbow background. I like the cats. But yeah, I think the rainbow background, it would be good for anything. He says maybe owls. People seem to like the owls a lot too. Bonnie says, Andrew, I really love the red flower one that I bought from you. Thank you. I'm glad you like it, Bonnie. So, all right, we have today, I know we said we might do some more artisan glass today, but that didn't pan out. And we're still working on naming some of these. We didn't really have a big enough selection that we felt that we could verify their provenance and who made them enough to do the show on those today. So we're still working on that. It may come out, it may not. We don't like to sell you things that we're not 100% sure. So that's taking a little bit of time. Andrew's working hard on that too. He also might keep some of the the beads. That's the way Andrew says. Sometimes I also like to keep things. So there are a few left, but he may end up keeping them. So the stuff that we went over on, when was it? Thursday. I think we did the artisan glass on Thursday. There are still some available. So if you want to send in any requests for those, you can. But I have invoiced everyone, I think, for everything that you've sent in if you've gotten it. I had a few people ask me about a few things, whether they were still left or not. I have replied to those emails. So if you've been waiting for a reply, check your emails, check your spam folder or junk folders. And yeah. So today we're going to do some higher end stuff. Andrew says, like those Harold Williams Cooney beads are happily welcome to live with me. Yeah. We didn't sell many of those, so they may be living in Andrew's stash. I know Cynthia definitely wants one if Andrew's going to let go of it or not. I keep seeing an eyelash And I'm trying to figure out where that's coming from. My eye, obviously, right? But yeah, so we're going to look at some higher end stuff here in the store. And I know it's not something that everybody can afford. It's not something that everybody even wants. Um, it's just, um, I wanted to show you some of the higher end stuff in case you haven't seen it from us or you don't know what we have. Sometimes we show it in store videos. I showed some of these in my store tour, but it's always nice to get it closer up, right? Closer up than that. Anderson, what do you want for dinner? I think we should just do the pot stickers again. I'm really hungry for those. That would be good. And we can use the sauce that you already made. Cynthia says, I ask this like 100 times a day. We were just talking, I don't know if Cynthia, if you were tuning in, we were talking about whenever we come down there or you come up here and how we kind of sit around the table, eat a meal, and then talk about what are we going to eat for the next meal. It's like kind of the continuous conversation of what are we going to eat next. So yeah, Bonnie says, what's for dinner? I need ideas. We had pot stickers the other day from the Asian grocery store that we stopped at when we were buying some of those beads from last week. And we still have some left. And they were dang good. Andrew made them, fried them up, and they were dang good. So I think that's what I'm hungry for. Andrew, if you want something else, let me know before I come home, and I can stop at the grocery store. But we already have those, and we have the sauce that you made, which was delicious. Andrew made, I don't know what he put in the sauce, but it was good stuff. And we still have some of that left too. So there you go. Suzanne says, oh God, the mystery kit, it's great. Mystery grab bag, probably you mean. I don't want to confuse that with the TGBE mystery kit because those have not gone out yet. They are very close to ready to going out. But those have not left. So mystery grab bag probably, which I'm glad you enjoy it. Glad you enjoy it. Andrew said they're just kind of a pain to make, literally. Yeah, the splashing oil, probably not great. We do have an oil shield, though, one of those fry shields or whatever. If you want something else, just tell me what you want, but I've said what I want. Tell me what you want. I can go to the grocery store and get it. Cindy says, yeah, I know it's a big pain in the ass to figure out dinner with all the restrictions. It's not even that. I think even before we had restrictions, that's just kind of what we do. We all like food a lot. And when you're visiting here, it's new things for you. And when we're visiting there, it's new things for us to try. So it's exciting to talk about food, I think. Restrictions or not. We've all had dietary restrictions at some point. Let's see here. Marianne says, can I join you for dinner? Love a good pot sticker. Come on down. Come on down. We'll make some. I think that's a long drive. Suzanne says, yes. Yes. The mystery grab bag. Yeah. Andrew says, we are working on a surprise for the mystery kit. Andrew says, it's kind of fun talking about food like Chopped. Cindy says, that's a positive way to see things. No, I think, I don't actually mind, but I think it's fun, and we always have good food when we eat together. So I think we always had good food anyway in general, but it's good to see different takes on food. Extra MSG on my pot sticker, says Bonnie. That is one thing that some of our friends have issues with, is MSG and greases and oils and seasonings. And I know Cynthia has issues with some of those things. Barb has issues with some of those things. So, you never know. You never know. But I do love the pot stickers. So anyway, today we're going to look at some higher end stuff. And as we usually do, all of this stuff that I'm going to show you, I think, most of it, some of it we do non-discountable, was on sale for the store tour. So I'm going to do the same sale. It's going to be 20% off in case you missed it during the store tour. We're going to do 20% off for 24 hours. So when our next video, our live video tomorrow, when Andrew does his live video, once that live video starts, the 20% off on these goes away. And we've been doing that here and there for y'all. And I know we just had the in-store tour and we had the small business Saturday weekend and all that and had the discount. But in case you missed these or you couldn't get them then, here's another chance. And these are higher end stuff. Some of these are, they all generally start around $100. Some of them go up to, I think it's like $750. So I'm going to show you some of those. Andrew, what's he saying? Andrew says, like, what's the best way to make the most flavor when you can't brown things or use too much acid? That's for Cynthia, right? Oh, William, I made some nice things last night. I forgot to tell you. See, everyone, you think I am the first one to know, but that's not always true, right? But that's okay. Andrew doesn't know what I get into every day either, and probably for the best. He doesn't care about all the tech stuff all the time. Bonnie says soup is good, right? Cindy says I'm learning to embrace steaming. I like steaming anyway. I like steam stuff. Hello, Harry. Thank you for joining in. Barb knew first before me. Well, isn't that nice? But no. I don't know what you made. What'd you make? Maybe we'll do a part 2. He says, What'd you make, Andrew? You're gonna bring it up here. You got to at least tell us what it might be. Tell us what it is. Give us an idea. See, everybody? Surprise to me, just like it's a surprise to you all. Now I'm like, what's part 2 going to be? I don't know yet. So maybe we'll do a part 2. Maybe we'll save it for tomorrow. Andrew can show them tomorrow. Oh, there's a mix that even I was blown away with. Barb did say you made a pretty mix, but I didn't know what it was for. So that must be it. She told me a little bit about it because she said it was very nice. Very, very nice. And she was bagging it, I think, today. So that's good. Snitch. Somebody's got to keep me in the loop. If it's got to be Barb, then it's going to be Barb, right? But yeah, so that's nice. Maybe we'll do a mix tonight. We'll see. Or maybe Andrew will do it tomorrow on his Andrew show, the Andrew show tomorrow. Okay, so we've been chatting long enough. It's never long enough, but it's long enough that I know I don't want to lose too many people. This is my juice. My juice water. Andrew says, I stayed up extra to conflab with you. You stayed up extra to conflab and then didn't conflab? Andrew did give me stuff I brought down to the store today, though. Been trying to find places for that. I'm worn out. I'm already worn out, everybody. So let's look at some stones. Let's look at some stuff. How about that? I'm gonna flip this around. Andrew said I conflabbed, but I was tired. You didn't tell me about. Yeah, you did conflab, but you didn't conflab about the new stuff. I had to learn that from the grapevine. He says, so I forgot to mention some of the things I did. Let's see here. What else? Susan said salad. We had veggie burgers for lunch. Nice. That's nice. Suzanne said a 17-hour drive. 17-hour drive. Marianne says, I'm not really sure how long it would take to drive there. It'd probably be a long time. Yeah. We're close to, I know I've been up to, what have I been up to? I've been up to Toronto. I think that's like an 8-hour drive or so from us. And of course, Niagara Falls is not that far because that's right up near Erie. But to you, I think it would take a little bit longer. Oh, okay. Let's start looking at some stuff. First off, I wanted to show you these. And these aren't necessarily high. They're high end. They're higher end because they're $35 a bead. But these are antique chevron beads, and they are African beads. Antique chevron. We have 3 of them available. And those 3, they're $35 each. Andrew said, these are a part of history. Yeah, these are old beads, nice quality. Watermelon sugar, Andrew says, right? Watermelon sugar high. So They are gorgeous. I love the green, but I also have blue coming up next. The green are $35 each. And if, I don't have lot numbers for you, everybody. So if you see something you like, just take a screenshot and send it to me, or give me a good description, because most of these, you giving me a description is going to be good enough for the majority of these. Next up, we have the blue variety. We have 2 of these left only. Nice large holes, antique chevron beads. These are $50 each for the blue. So $35 each for the green, $50 each for the blue. Andrew said these are watermelon chevron beads. Suzanne says, I love my chevron bead. Thank you. I know some of you out there have grabbed some of these over time, but I figured we're getting down there. We don't have too many left. So 2 of the blue left, $50 each. 3 of the green left, $35 each. You can get 20% off of these, which these are already, I think, well priced for what they are. So an extra 20% off for the next 24 hours is a really good deal. So if you want any of those, you get 20% off this broadcast until tomorrow's broadcast at 5. So there we go. Next up, this chunky strand of Hubei turquoise. These are from the Hubei mines in China. Beautiful, large, chunky turquoise. I think these are amazing. I know they don't necessarily look like a lot of turquoise. Like some of these are better than others as far as looking like turquoise. But I think this is so beautiful and such a good kind of neutral palette to work with. You can put a lot of beads with this, whether they're bone or kind of ivory colored. That would be really pretty, right? I could see that with these. Andrew did a really nice necklace. I'm going to show you actually. One moment. Andrew did this necklace that has some of the turquoise and some old African beads and glass and carved bone. And I could see the same kind of color palette going with these. I think it would be really beautiful. So this is just a necklace he did. I almost sold this necklace yesterday, but they chose a different one instead. That was mother of pearl and coral. But I think this necklace is beautiful. I don't know. I know we don't show Andrew's necklace works very often on these videos, and maybe I'll do a tour of those at some point if somebody wants to. If any of you would like to see them. But this is a beautiful necklace. And I really like all the colors and all the textures in that necklace. So anyway, just wanted to show you that because I think that same kind of color palette would work really well with these. And this is Hubei turquoise. The SKU on this is 4441. Andrew said that's one of my treasure necklaces. Treasure necklaces, usually what he means is things from his treasures that he puts together and then decides to let go of and sell. So if you're interested in this necklace, it's $165 if you would like. So it wasn't on the show originally, but it is now. So if you like the necklace, you can have 20% off of that too, $165 on that. I will say that just one of these beads has a little bit of a thing here, but I think that's how it was because these are old beads. But everyone's like, is that broken? I mean, originally at some point it had broken, but it was still chosen on here for that. So there's that. So again, it is $165 if you want that. Andrew said there's some really rare beads on that one. Yeah, for that price, we've had this in stock for a little while. So really that price probably is reflecting the old value of a lot of these beads. And so they're African Hebron beads, these ones. Like I said, this one does have a little nick on it, but that's just the way it was. They're all a little bit, you can see, but this one does have a little bit of a nick out of it. But beautiful beads, lots of carved bone on there. Andrew says, I'll take it back, right? For that price. So that's available if you'd like. This was SKU 4441. If you want this, we have one of these available. It is $125, and you can get 20% off of that, which is a stinking good deal. 20% off. Did I say 25? 20% off. $125, 20% off. So there you have that, if you'd like that. That's one of the higher end stone strands we have today. I need to make some room here. I need to make some room. Oh. I was doing a lot of work. Now that we have an actual computer in the store, which we didn't have for a long time, we set it out at the front counter. A lot of times I sit out at the front counter and do work, but today I had my computer. I was sitting back here and I made kind of a mess, which I'm prone to do. Andrew says some of those yellow beads were once more valuable than gold. These ones? I think he's talking about these. So there you go. All right, so there's that strand. Next up, we have green kyanite. It's beautiful green kyanite. Let me see if I can get another light on this. This is gorgeous colored green kyanite. Now, some of these, because of the inner, they might have a little bit of, not cracking, but you know how stones form. They're not on the outside, though, is what I'm trying to say. They're nicely shaped ones. Andrew said, oh, the saucer yellow ones. So these ones he's talking about. He said the orange ones are antique Tibetan amber. So this is a beautiful kyanite strand. Green kyanite, $180. The SKU is 4440. Obviously, it came in very close to the other ones. But beautiful green kyanite strand. You can see some of that flash in there. It's beautiful in the daylight, but we don't have any of that today. Barely had any all day. So this is a beautiful strand, large strand of green kyanite, chunky green kyanite, $180, 4440 for the strand, and of course you get 20% off if you order before 5 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. 5 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, 20% off that price. Just send us an email. It's the same as always. Send us an email. Let us know what you want. You can take a screenshot. You can write a good description. I'm giving you the SKUs, so a description plus the SKU is perfect, and we can get that stuff out to you. Next up, we have this large graduated rock quartz, beautiful clear quartz, graduated style, $136. The SKU is 4755. 4755. We have one strand of this left in the store. It is graduated nicely. You're buying the whole strand, but you could use these sparingly, or in various designs. You'd have this probably for a long time that you could work from, unless you're planning a collection. But this is one of those things that we don't we don't see that often in this quality. These are very nice and clear. A lot of times you'll see them and they have some inclusions inside, and these have a few here and there, right? But generally, these are pretty nice and clear. There's one that's a little bit, and that's normally how we see them, a lot more like that. Bonnie says those are beautiful quality. They are. These are very nice, very clear for the most part, and only $136, but you get 20% off if you purchase them before 5 p.m. tomorrow. Send us that email if you'd like to purchase and let us know that you want the graduated quartz. And you can throw in 4755 as the SKU. In addition, that'll help a lot so we know which one we've got. But I think that's the only graduated quartz. So I shouldn't say that. It's the only graduated clear quartz. I have more coming up. Now, in addition, we have the graduated rose quartz. Cindy says, I love those so much. I'd use those on a treasure necklace, right? Definitely could use them on a treasure necklace. I think I just lost a strand. Yep, it fell into my bag. I wanted to make sure I got it, but why? I was still thinking about it. So this is rose quartz version of that, only $112, which is a little bit less than the other one. $112, beautiful. That's even coming across pink on my screen, which usually on a camera, rose quartz has a hard time with. So you know these are beautifully colored rose quartz. $112, less 20%. You get 20% off that if you order before 5 p.m. tomorrow. 4756, and you order by sending us an email. I'm going to put our email up. I don't have a banner that talks, maybe I do. Do I still have a screenshot banner? Let me just take a look real quick. Yes, there it is. That's the easiest way to do it. Take a screenshot of any item you'd like, send it to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com. You can also just send us a good description because most of these are not going to be duplicated in any way. So rose quartz, this is the only rose quartz I have for you today. So if you're sending this while this video is fresh in my mind, I'll know what you mean if you say I want the rose quartz. Otherwise, it's going to take me a while to figure out what I was talking about. Okay, so $112, less the 20%. 4756. Next up, we have some green tourmaline quartz. $96 for the strand of 10 millimeter beads. I'm going to try and shine the light a little bit on these two because these are really beautiful when the light hits them. Green tourmaline and quartz. I don't know if that light is helping or not. Hopefully it's giving you a better idea of what these look like. Beautiful stones. Very different from a lot of things you see. Gorgeous color. $96 for the strand. And they're 10 millimeter rounds, smooth rounds. 4761. 4761 is the SKU. Look at how beautiful. I love these so much. I like green though too, so there you go. I think they look good in the dark or darker and in the light. Beautiful. Those would make some pretty earrings, I think. So 96, less 20% if you order by 5 p.m. tomorrow. Next up, let's do this one. I have a short strand of Boulder Opal nuggets. And I'm going to try and hit these with the light too. Short strand of Boulder Opal nuggets. And these are vintage. This came from a vintage collection that we acquired. And this is already a stretch bracelet if you really wanted to. But if you're buying these to use in designs, you could definitely take this apart and use it that way. Beautiful, lovely Boulder Opal. This is $160, 160, less 20%. We don't always give 20% or give sales on these. We are today. So $160 less 20% if you order by 5 p.m. tomorrow. 5423. 5423 is the SKU. Beautiful pieces of that Boulder Opal on each one of these pieces. There's a gorgeous piece. Usually one side is the matrix, and then these sides are all the Boulder Opal sides. Andrew says they have some of the opal too. Sometimes you get Boulder Opal and it's mostly ironstone. Yeah, this has a nice, like one side, like I said, of each of these is pretty much the Boulder Opal side with the opal on it. Like, look how beautiful those are. And then if you flip that over, the other side's mostly showing the ironstone side, which is still pretty too, because it has a little bit of sparkle to it. And there's even some veins running through. Like this one you probably can't see, but there's a vein running through. There's a slight bit of flash to it. This one you might be able to see. There's a vein running right through the center. There's a little bit of flash to it. So even on those sides, there's some interest. So that's $160 for those pieces. And these are vintage Boulder Opal nuggets. 5423 is the SKU if you want that. Now these I pulled, and every time I pull them, I'm like, why didn't I do this in the sunlight? But I'm going to show you two strands at once. These are both sapphires, and we have sapphire nuggets here. So you can see they're faceted, kind of like a simple cut, and they have a very nice flash to them as is. Under the daylight, you can see the colors a lot better than you can see here. But these are wonderful little sapphire nuggets. There's some nice flash in some of these. All different color sapphires in here. And these are just fun strands. They're knotted in between each one, which is really nice. They really show off well here. It's a good way of actually, if you were to make a necklace or something with them, it'd be nice to do that, to knot in between. And these are flat cut, which is what I'm going to call them. They're kind of like coins, but they are hexagons. I want to say, am I doing the right word? Yeah, hexagon. And you get some nice color in those. Do some nice color on these. I love when they're cut this way. Like, look at those two together right there. Those two, those would make some nice earrings right there. But these are sapphires. So the nuggets are $132.50. The hexagons are $122.50. Both of those strands you would get 20% off if you want to order any of those before 5 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time. All right. Beautiful colors like this without any light. They look like stones, but you don't see them as nice. In the daylight, in the sunlight, they're beautiful too. April's saying, just dropped on your live show. Will you do a replay of the show? Our shows are all available for replay. You could go back 3 or 4 years and watch any of the replays of our shows. You can do that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Allegory Gallery. Or you can do that on our YouTube channel here for the past probably year or so that we've been doing it on YouTube steadily. Most of them are available for replay on YouTube as well. So, but you can go back on Facebook and you can literally go back years and years of our live videos. We generally don't take them down. They're all available for replay there. So here we have the sapphire nuggets. They're approximately 9 by 12 millimeter. You can see they're there's some differences, but about 9 by 12 millimeter. And then we have the hexagons here, $132.50, $122.50. Andrew says, it's wild to think we've gone live almost every day for years. Yeah. Once the pandemic started, we started going live every weekday. Generally, I mean, we missed some here and there, you all know, but generally we've been going live every single weekday for years. And it's been great getting to know all of you out there and getting to hang out with you. One of the best things we did, I think, that the pandemic forced us to do, because we were going live before, but we were a little bit more shy about it and less. It was less scheduled, but that was one of the good things I think that came out of the pandemic for us. This is Phantom Quartz graduated drops. So I was saying that we had more quartz graduated things. This is, I think, the last one. So these, I wish I could turn on my phone light at the same time. I wonder if I can. Can I do that? I hope I don't lose you all. I'm going to try it, though. Let's see if it's going to let me. Nope. It will not let me. It won't let me turn the camera light on while the camera's going. So I have to try and hold this and show these at the same time. These are some wonderful cut drops. And they're phantom quartz, so you see that beautiful stuff in there. But I love the shape of these. You don't see this shape very often, ever. I think this is one of the only times I've seen this shape. And I love, love, love this strand. It does not get as much love as it should get, but they are beautiful. Look at these big ones. That beautiful green. Green phantom quartz color with some of that red in there. Cindy said that's my flavor. Yeah, it's like that mossy green with some red. These are beautiful, wonderful cut stones. Like this one, I wish you could see it up close because it's so pretty. I would take that one off and use it as a pendant for myself. If your strand comes without that stone, everybody, don't be surprised. I wouldn't do that, but I want to do that. So Andrew's asking, can you tell your phone Lumos to turn it on? I don't know. I don't know if mine does that or not. Siri, under my Siri, because I use the Irish, I think it's the Irish Siri. And I don't know if it has to be a particular Siri to do that or not. But this strand of Phantom Quartz graduated is $96. Graduated drops of Phantom Quartz. You would get 20% off of that if you order, again, by tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. After that, the discount is gone. I don't know when we're going to have our next discount sale. We don't really, we plan sometimes, but generally after the Small Business Saturday sale, we don't have another sale for quite a while. So this is what we try to do in the meantime, is we give you little discounts on these live sales so that you can still get a little bit of a discount. Next up, we have these Sunstone Faceted Ovals. Beautiful sunstone. I don't even need the extra light on those to show those. I'm going to pop them. So here they are. Look at that flash of that sunstone in each one of those. That is some beautiful, that looks high-end, right? Sometimes high-end stones, like those sapphires, they're nice, I think, but when you hit these look like a very high-end stone. And I think I have 2 strands of these left. I think I found another one. We had one for the longest time, and another one showed up, probably in the back boxes. But this is only $90 for the strand. It's SKU 4855, and we have 2 of these. You would get 20% off. This really should be a more expensive strand, honestly. Look at that beauty in there. And then even if I take this away, just the amount of ambient light in the room that it catches and still flashes with is pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So for all of you who make the higher end stuff, or you want some really flashy earrings or add these stones to a bracelet, like that would be a killer bracelet. And you could sell that, I would hope, for well above 90 if you were making it into a bracelet. But that would be pretty dang nice. So there you go. I think there are 2 strands available of those. I think, unless I'm just confusing them because we moved them location. Maybe they used to be in the other location. I'm thinking there's two. But anyway, if you want those are $90 less 20% until 5 p.m. tomorrow if you claim before then. Next up, we've got some rubies. Rubies. So these are $196. These are AAA grade 6 millimeter. I was like, that's a weird number. 6 millimeter faceted round natural rubies, not dyed. Not dyed. And I want to show you these with the light too. This is that true pinky ruby color that we all know and love. Beautiful, beautiful rubies. So they have that kind of nice, deep, almost purpley color when they're in regular light. You hit them with sunshine or a brighter light, they have that nice pink color. Beautiful. These are exquisite AAA grade rubies. I know some of y'all have purchased these from the online store. I don't know if we have any more in there. These are now, we have just, I think, one strand left in the physical store here. So we're going to give it to you with a discount, $196 less 20% if you order by 5 p.m. tomorrow. That's a good deal for those. It's a good deal at $196 because those are gorgeous stones. Really beautiful stones. All right. And I have one more strand of rubies to show you. These are also natural rubies. They're 136. They're 4 millimeter approximately by 2 millimeter faceted rondelles. Whereas these ones were all more uniform in color, and that's probably the difference in price. Excuse me. These are a more uniform color. These are still a very good quality, but you're getting a more randomized color on these. So some are darker, some are that more purple, some are lighter. Cindy says those look AAA grade, especially that color, right? So we have these ones. These are a little bit less. As I said, they're 136. You do get the 20% off of those as well if you order by 5 p.m. tomorrow. And these are faceted rondelles. And they have that beautiful hard flash that sapphires have. Because ruby is this type of sapphire, right? They're the same stone, just a different color. We call them rubies, but they have that beautiful hard flash to them. And they look delicious, actually. Like, I could eat those. They look like berries. I kind of like this strand even more than this strand, which, you know, it's hard to beat that strand, but I do like the multicolor in those. So whichever one you like, if you like it, you get 20% off until 5 p.m. tomorrow. Susan says, beautiful. Thank you. Michelle says, beautiful rubies. Thank you. Hello, Amanda. Thank you for tuning in. Those were the only, those were the two rubies that I have. But now I have sapphires, which some of these would be considered rubies. But we have all different color sapphires on here. Beautiful blues. We have the ruby reds. We have almost like a greeny color in here. Yellow. Look at that one yellow right there. Yellow sapphire. Sandra, are they round or rondelle? We had both. So the first one I showed you, the 196 strand, those are faceted rounds. The 136 strand are faceted rondelles. These are 4 by 2, about 4 by 2 millimeter. And then these ones are, what I say, 6 millimeter for the rounds. And then these ones are 152. These are natural sapphires, faceted rondelles, about 6 millimeter faceted rondelles. I'm going to look at these a little bit. But look at all the colors of sapphires on those. Boy, you hit those with a light and they are nice. Look at that. So this is 4765 is the SKU, 152, $152. And that's before the 20% off if you order before tomorrow at 5 p.m. Just stunning stones. I wish I could get more up close with you for those because they are gorgeous. But they definitely shine beautifully in the light, and they're gorgeous this way too, even darker. All right. So again, 152 multicolor sapphires, natural sapphires, 6mm faceted rondelles, 4765. Next up, we have one gorgeous strand of tourmaline. Tourmaline faceted rondelles. They are 4mm tourmaline faceted rondelles. Look at that. I'm going to hit them with the light, and you're going to see how beautiful those are. These are some nice grade. These are only $80 a strand. I only have one strand left. You get all the beautiful colors of tourmaline in there. You have the pink, you have the even some green there, you have some pink. You have some black going into more green, more pink. We have a little bit of indicolite in there. There's a small indicolite in there. There's some indicolite throughout the strand. These are just beautiful. Some of that yellow, verging between yellow and green. There's some indicolite right there again. Beautiful strand. This is only $80. Faceted rondelle tourmaline. 5422 is the SKU. 5422. 20% off through tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Time if you order by then. All right. We will automatically take the discount here. You don't need a discount code or anything. Just get your order in before 5 p.m. Next up, the last strand of fossilized palmwood that we have remaining. Fossilized palmwood. This has some beautiful colors and textures in it. There's a little bit of pink that starts happening on these, which I love. You have some of the grays. And I love the dots, the little specks in there from the palmwood. But this is a stunning strand. I kind of hate to show it because I love it so much. One of these days, I'm just going to take it for myself if no one buys it, because I've been showing it a lot. You may have seen it on other lives, and it's not sold yet. I don't know why. It's a very pretty one. This one is $98. $98. One strand remains. Cindy says a lot of my favorites in this batch. Yeah, right, those high-end stones. The high-end stones. So this is a beautiful strand. $98 only, less 20% if you order by 5 p.m. tomorrow. By ordering, I mean send us a screenshot or a description of what you want to info@allegorygallery.com. That's how you order. All right. I love this strand so much. I love fossilized palmwood. Very rarely do we see it anymore, especially in this kind of shape, in this style. I love this one right here. Right here, probably my favorite one on this strand. I don't know, this one's nice too. That purpley blue, purpley red, purpley pink color. Andrew says, Cynthia, you helped pick a lot of it. It's true. It's true. She did. Next up, emerald, grade A, faceted emerald cubes, coming in at 5mm. 5mm emerald cubes, grade A, 4763 is the SKU. They are $112 a strand. You hit these with the light too so you can see everything's better under the light, right? They're nice anyway. But look at that. Look at that emerald, beautiful emerald color. 5mm faceted cubes. It's a shape we don't see very much. 5mm faceted cubes. $112. Less 20% if you order by 5 p.m. tomorrow. And again, the SKU on that was 4763. I love green. I could look at these all day. I could look at these all day. But I won't make you look at them all day. But you can. Just rewind the video when we're done. And you can look at it all day if you want to, too. Okay, next up, we have some aquamarine faceted rounds coming in at 6mm. 6mm aquamarine faceted rounds. These are beautiful color. I particularly like when they're more clear, like right there. But I also like this frosty blue color. So these ones, they're $76 for the strand only. Well, that's a good price. $76 for the strand, 6mm aquamarine faceted rounds. You would get 20% off of that price if you order by 5 p.m. tomorrow. Andrew says, oh, right? Let me hit that with a light. Now you see it, right? They look good like that, right? You thought that was good. Look at that. That is killer right there with the light. Aquamarine, faceted rounds, 6mm. One strand available, $76 before discount if you order by 5 p.m. tomorrow. That's gorgeous. Beauteous. Beauteous. Next up, who loves turquoise? We love turquoise. Don't you love turquoise? Turquoise. These are turquoise discs. This is, I have green and I have blue. Just so you can see the various colors. One is more green, one is more blue. These are $175 each before discount. That is, I will tell you, people look at these in the store sometimes, they're like, wow, that's $175. But this is a heavy strand. There is a lot of turquoise on that strand. Look at that. A lot of beautiful turquoise discs. This is the greener turquoise. This is a vintage turquoise. Not dyed. It is stabilized so that it doesn't turn to powder on you, because turquoise is a super soft stone and generally you want it to be stabilized. And this one is the blue. There's a lot of turquoise on here, everybody. A lot of turquoise discs in there. Look at that one right there. Oh, some of these I love so much. Like this one that has like that coppery, I don't know if that's copper. Is that copper, Andrew? I don't know. But I think copper grows with turquoise, right? There's some nice flashing in some of those. Beautiful, beautiful strands. We might have these in the online store too. I can't remember. But right now you get a discount on these two if you order them here because you're getting 20% off. We don't have a 20% sale going in the online store, so order them from this video. $175 each strand, less 20 whole percent. 20%. That's a good discount on those because they're worth every bit of that money right now as it is. Because you can get a lot, like imagine if you just did earrings, just earrings. Just use 2 discs. Suspend the discs, add a little bit of drop or something to them, and make earrings out of those. You get a lot of earrings out of each one of those strands. $175 each. They are SKU 4898. I think they're both the same. 4898. So you just have to tell me, if you send me that SKU, if you want the greener turquoise or the bluer turquoise. My favorite's the blue one, but you might like the green one. All right. You can save 20% until tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, everybody. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're looking at natural ruby and sapphire graduated nuggets. Natural ruby and sapphire graduated nuggets. Now these are already on a necklace, an adjustable size necklace. If you want to wear it that way, you can. You can also take these apart and make them into your own thing, because you may not like this kind of necklace loop thing. Honestly, I think I would take these apart and make them into something else if I were you. If nothing else, to make them look a little bit like the high end that they should look, if you ask me. But maybe you like this, and it's definitely easy, and you can wear it that way. But these are, we should have called this show Treat Yourself, right? Yeah, because these are probably things you're not buying as gifts for anybody. These are for treating yourself. But these are all sapphires and natural rubies on this strand. They are graduated little smooth nuggets. They have beautiful color to them. Nice. I love a sapphire or ruby nugget. I am just enamored with them, because so many times you see them cut, because they do give you such a beautiful faceted shine. But I think it's because you don't see them that way that much that I love when you just see a wonderful nugget in sapphire or ruby. It's just such a beautiful thing. So here they are. These are $615. $615. And they are SKU 4858 if you're interested. There is only one strand of these. We could only afford to bring in one strand of these. 4858, $615. You would get 20% off. A lot of times we exclude these higher end things from the sales. This one is not today. This one is on sale for you all. $615. 20% is a nice savings on that. What is that? 612, 120 something, $120 something. So that's a good savings on that. All right. So natural rubies and sapphires in beautiful, smooth. Look at that. Look at those shine through. Andrew says, if no one gets these, they might have to come live with me. Yeah. Andrew will do nice things with them. We've had them in the store for a little while. They're pricey, so not everyone's going to walk in off the street and buy a $615 strand. At 20%, that's a much better deal. Easier to acquire. And remember, we send out invoices with payment plan possibilities. So we use Afterpay. And if you qualify, you can have, you can break these down into multiple payments for yourself. All right. All of our invoices come with Afterpay availability. Andrew says, you buying these as gifts, you can be my best friend, right? Yeah, if you've got that kind of expendable funds that you're buying friends, 500 or 600, 400 or 500 after discount, right? Strands of stones. Yeah, that's a good friend to have. That's a good friend to have. Sandra says, you're making my mouth water, right? I have to look at these every day, Sandra. And part of me knows why they don't sell quickly, because they're expensive. But part of me also wonders why they don't sell quickly, because they're gorgeous. So This is probably even more my favorite than the sapphire and rubies. It's all rubies, and it's actually less expensive than the sapphire and rubies. I don't know how. I don't know why. But when we bought them, you know, if they come in less money for us, they're less money for you. So natural ruby graduated nuggets. This is probably my favorite strand in the whole store, is right here. That beautiful, deep, ruby, pinkish, purpley color. Natural, not dyed, beautiful, smooth nuggets. This is SKU 4854. 4854. And this strand is only $375. All of you out there will get 20% off of that if you order before 5 p.m. tomorrow. This is, I mean, this is a nice strand, right? This has the other sapphires and things on it. These are the two strands that will make your mouth water. This one is 375. This one is 615. So if you just love rubies, the ruby version of sapphires, the corundum stones, this is the strand to get. If you want those extra other colors in there, you got to pay the extra for those. But look, look. Like, can you imagine the decadent earrings? Or, I mean, I'm gonna tease you with, look if you did this on a bracelet. Look at that as a bracelet. Use those smaller ones, make a bracelet. Use some of the bigger ones as simple pendant. Use some of the other smaller ones on the other side for earrings. Those are beautiful stones. Non-dyed, natural rubies. And like, you can't see it probably well. I can see into the holes of these. I can guarantee you these are not dyed, because you can see down into the stone, through the center of the stone. They're the same color. They're the same color. Look at those. 4854 is the SKU. And these are only $375, less 20%. This is probably the last sale of the year, everybody. Not necessarily this video, but these videos. We are not going to do another big sale, I don't think, unless Andrew comes up with something. But I don't think we have any plans right now to do any large sales. Small Business Saturday, that kind of holiday time sale was the last one. So these short time discounts, these 24-hour discounts we're giving you in the live sales, are the last of the sales for the year. So these are rubies, natural. I'm going to keep saying it because these, I keep telling you, this is my favorite strand in the whole store. It's a close one between this one and the previous one with the sapphires. I mean, look at those together. Look. Doesn't that just make you want them? Like, just seeing them sitting there like that. And that's what our suppliers do to us. They put them out and they look like that and they look so beautiful. And you're like, oh, I don't even think I could ever afford those. And then we realized we actually could afford those. And they're within a price point that we think we could sell, you know, like we always think about that. But look, those two strands right there, gorgeous strands. 615 for the sapphires and rubies, and 375 for just the rubies. All right. Okay, enough torture with those, I guess. Last, and certainly not least, we have our 5-strand Hessonite garnet necklace. Now, this is one of those, again, that's already set up as a necklace. You can leave it as a necklace and wear it if you want, or you can take it apart. Honestly, I would be tempted to take it apart, again, because I think it would look more, even if you're using it for yourself, I think it would look more rich looking with a different toggle or clasp. But you may like this too. It's just not my style necessarily, but it may be yours, and that's okay. That's why we left it like this, because it might be someone's style. These are also beautiful Hessonite garnets. Everyone beautiful Hessonite garnets. I'm going to pull one of these or two of these. Look at the clearness and the quality of those garnets. Every single one of them, you can see through to the core. You can see through to the core of that string going through the center. You can see the whole, these are beautifully clear Hessonite garnets. Cindy said, I've seen beautiful necklaces in galleries with stones of top quality with a fancy clasp, and they're being sold for several thousand. Yes, this is one of those that I think could be sold for several thousand if we were like in, you know, in a gallery somewhere else. We're in a small town right now. So that's hard to do, but I'm going to point this and try not to blind everybody. But I want you to see the quality of these garnets. How beautiful they are. Andrew says, I'll change my name and wear a wig if it helps. Call me Alejandro, right? But these are amazing. And so this is the one that we keep threatening, that if no one ever purchases, we're going to cut this up and sell it by the strand. We don't want to do it. We want somebody who will take it and either use it or make something beautiful with all these Hessonite garnets. It is probably the most expensive thing, most expensive strand or set of strands in the store. $759 only. I say it's the most expensive in the store. It probably is, but it is not nearly what you would pay anywhere else for the quality of these. It's still using our normal cost, calculator that we use to get our retail prices. We could have charged a lot more. I could easily see this being up in the $1,200 to $1,600 range. It's around half that, $759. Again, Hessonite garnet. These are, as you can see, also graduated. Each strand is graduated. Like, look. Gorgeous. You do get 20% off of this one. This is another one we don't discount often, but you would get 20% off, $759 less 20%. Let's see, what's everyone saying here? Cindy says, OMG. Ask Cynthia if she's going to Florida next week. Marianne says, only. Yeah, it is, only. I know normally I would laugh at that, but only $759 is a very good price for those. Cynthia says, those are insane. Diane says, that's so pretty. If I ever become rich and famous and have somewhere to go fancy, I'm going to come get that garnet necklace. Yes, come and get it. If somebody doesn't get it now, if somebody doesn't get it today, 20% off of that, that's a great deal. All right. So if you see anything from this video that you would like, as this is saying, take a screenshot, or you can just send a very good description of what you'd like. Most of these items are one-offs. We do not have multiples. I don't have a whole back room of these sitting around, I'll tell you that for sure. So send us a description, a screenshot, SKU number, whatever you can, and send that to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com, and we will put it out there. Put it out there. Marianne says, yes, they are worth it, but out of my neighborhood. I know. I get it. So I said, this show today is not for everyone, and I understand that. Normally we try and have a mix of everything. I just pulled some of the higher end stuff from the store that I wanted to show you. Let me flip this camera around, and we're going to say a quick goodbye. Andrew may come back later today and do another show. He said he might do a part 2. So maybe you might see him. Let me take away all these banners and all these things so you can actually see me in this room. There we go. So what else? I think that is it. that's it, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining us. Andrew's here too. And again, if you missed Cynthia's video yesterday, some very cute pins and very nice dolls and lots of stuff going on over there. So be sure you watch their video from yesterday. They try and keep their videos around an hour or so long. So you can check that out on their Facebook page, Green Girl Studios Facebook page, and do the replay there if you missed any of that. And again, our videos, pretty much every video we've made over the past 3 years or so during the pandemic that we've been going live every weekday pretty much, they're all available to rewatch on Facebook, and many of them are available to rewatch also on YouTube. All right. Diane says, it's for everyone to ogle the fancy beads anyway, right? Yes, yes. You know, we feel very fortunate that we were able to get some of these to begin with. Some of these were acquired during the pandemic, which was very difficult, but we were able to get them because, you know, other people have had a hard time selling things too. So some prices came down. We feel very fortunate to get these at the prices we did, because normally these last few strands, especially like the sapphires and the garnets and the rubies, would have been out of our budget most years. So we were able to help some other vendor out, some of our friends who were selling these, by at least they were able to get something for them, and we're able to offer them to you at these extremely good prices. And like I said, a lot of times we exclude when you see 20% off on most items in store, when we have a sale like that, these are some of the most items that or some of the other items that don't always go on sale. But we're giving you 24 hours till 5 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time to decide on these and get 20% off if you would like anything. All right. So again, thank you for joining us. I'm going to go home. Andrew hasn't sent me anything to buy at the grocery store, so I guess we're having pot stickers, which I'm happy about. And I will see you all on Wednesday, because I'm not here tomorrow. Andrew will have a nice something for you tomorrow. And that's it. All right. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great one. We'll see you here. Andrew will see you tomorrow, and I will see you back here, should be, as long as all goes as planned, on Wednesday. All right. Have a great one, everybody. Bye now.